Well, we made it to Friday. Welcome, everybody. I was saying hi to a few people before we started. I saw Diane. I saw Uli. So you guys get two welcomes. There's where Summer. Russian Aloha explained her name. We're going to get to that. Fun to ski. A very good morning to you. Jean Warren, good morning from Canada. Well, good morning from America. Good morning, America. Listen to me. Jay Woody, good morning. A rabbit hole goes deep. Where you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, so I was wondering about this yesterday. Russian Aloha. I was trying to piece together the YouTube name. Says, good morning, Crime Lines and Lies. I love your channel. Love you too. You have the sweetest accent. Never been accused of that before, but thank you. And about my name, my daughter is half Hawaiian and we used to live in Hawaii. This is a sad statement to me. Not that your daughter is half Hawaiian by any means. I'm actually 150 million times very jealous of that. But the term we used to live in Hawaii. That's a very sad day when you have to pack up and leave Hawaii. Hopefully it's nice where you are at now. Hello, Amanda, Alicia, there's Jordan, Sonia, Juicy Tequila Bobo, and new to Discord Juicy is. Two Boston Moms. Hey, two Boston Moms, I sent you a message on Facebook Messenger. You'll have to check your requests or your, I don't know how it's done, spam, trash, whatever. But anyway, I did send you a message. For some reason, it's real janky. I don't get my messages through the Crime Lines and Lies Facebook page. Like there's a crime group. Well, there's several groups. There's like a main crime group. We discuss pretty much anything. And then there's a page and people can message me. And there's other admins on there. We get your messages and stuff, but it's not been working. It's not been working. Stacy, good morning. Maureen, good morning. Nana, a 7. There's Pat. How are you? I see Lex Luthor, Mama Kay, Ben, Moulin Rouge. What a cool name. Mrs. Italy came back to see us. Good. Pink butterfly. Love it. If I miss anybody, I'll grab you in the comments. I put on the community tab yesterday on YouTube. 18 Fridays till Christmas. Shut the front door. I was cracking up at the comments. Someone said you can't use the C word on here. Someone else said they've got half their presents bought already. My goodness. I think it was Katrina a couple weekends ago said she had all her Christmas shopping done. Damn. I can't even believe we're talking about it already. We went out a couple weekends ago and it was tax-free weekend, getting the kiddos ready for school, and a lot of people were doing their Christmas shopping. I thought, well, good on you. Way to put it to the man. Get it tax-free. So great show yesterday. A few people were a little upset that Jim Terry grabbed the link. You never know what's going to happen. The week before, I had some people that called me a fangirl and a cult member because Ryan Upchurch grabbed the link. That's okay. We're all adults here. We have discussions. Independently said 18 Saturdays. I stand corrected because today is Friday. 17 Fridays. That's even scarier. So anyway, to pick up where we left off yesterday, I'm still wondering why an accident's taken so long to put together. But you never know. I mean, from what I've heard, the FBI is the one processing the car. And maybe they are going through it extra thoroughly. So no one accuses anybody of rushing to judgment, if you know what I mean. They just slapped a bow on it and, called it an accident, which some people already said they're going to. They're like, if they come out and say this is an accident, I'm not buying it. And I don't go corruption conspiracy too often on these cases. And I'm not saying I am on this one. I'm not. I only go conspiracy theories like when we're talking about, let's say, JFK's assassination. I think we can all stand together on that one. Something was cool, not cool there. I do want to know, well, let me rephrase before I get too comfy here. Again, I'm not going conspiracy theory, but I wonder why law enforcement said to Adventures with Purpose, don't worry about looking there. Well, there is where Kylie was found. And there, when they started looking, Kylie was found 35 minutes later. You have to admit that's odd. There's got to be more to that story. There's got to be another context to that. Because, of course, I'm hearing this on the internet. I'm hearing it on the internet. So, but I say all the time, I believe everything I read on the internet, which is sarcastic and a joke. And by the way, any law enforcement agency that shares their sensitive case information with Adventures with Purpose and accepts their help, not just Adventures with Purpose, but any of them, they're A-okay in my book. Let me tell you, because how do they know they can trust these people? Just because they're on YouTube doesn't mean they know what they're doing. So any law enforcement agency that shares what they know with them, because they would have to. They got to know the make, model, car, tag number, the whole 9 yards. Like I said, they're A-okay with me. And before anybody, just a disclaimer really quick. Anybody that goes to contact Adventures with Purpose, I know a lot of people have been doing it on other cases. That's fine. Internet's a big place. Just before you contact them, as they've said, they've been everywhere this week. They've been on the Today Show, Good Morning America, News Nation, NBC Nightly News. They've been everywhere. Doug said earlier in the week they had a lot of interview requests. I was kind of getting a big head thinking he would come on here, but he was talking about people like CNN and shit. He wasn't talking about channels like this. Anyway, Dare to Dream. They, he made it clear that when they do a search, there has to be a car involved. They're looking for a car. I know a lot of people blew my damn mind. I still won't ever get over it, but that's all right. When poor Dylan Rounds went missing, a lot of people were like, we need Adventures with Purpose. We need to get those guys to get out there and find Dylan. Agreed. And I'm sure they would be fabulous. Dylan's in the desert, more than likely. It's extremely, extremely sad. It's heinous. They do water. And there needs to be a car involved. Yesterday, we spoke a lot about not San Francisco. Someone else said that, and I've got it in my head. SF Investigates, the private investigator that's on Twitter. I said that it was being said, as you know, all across the internet, that Kylie's father hired this gentleman who does phenomenal work. And I was like, we were having a discussion about it. Other people said, no, he volunteered. So I want to get that straight real quick, because our friend and Twitter expert, I call her because I don't know how to use Twitter. She tweeted the investigator. She must have the magic touch, because when she tweets people, they always tweet back. They don't ignore her. That doesn't really happen in my world, but it happens in hers. So she tweeted, SF Investigates, his name's Steve Fisher, by the way. Were you hired by Kylie's family, or are you a friend? Well, he's our friend now because he's done great work. She said, just curious, and she meant it because she put an exclamation mark, everyone. She said, thank you for your insight, another exclamation mark, because Courtney means what she says. She says, I appreciate the video and pictures. Me too. Oh, me too. He replies, I was a volunteer. I then got to know her father and grandfather while I was in Truckee. They have stayed in touch since she was located. All right, solved. Okay, so we got that out of the way. They did not hire him. He volunteered. Does he? I think he comes from, someone said LA. Everyone assumes San Francisco because the initials are SF. Let me see something. I think she had another one for me, but I have a note that we'll get to that in a minute. But we do have our Twitter queen backstage. Let's all say hello to Court K. Good morning, Court K. Thank you for tweeting the investigator.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm definitely not a Twitter professional. I barely know what I'm doing, but I have been lucky with people responding, so that's so nice of them.
Okay. Oh yeah. I'm gonna. Like I said, you have the Midas touch because they always get back with you. You'll say, "I'm going to tweet such and such," and I'm like, "Okay, let's see how it goes." And I swear to God, within the hour, I get a screenshot, and I'm like, "The hell?"
Right? I was surprised too. But his SF are his initials. I won't say his real name. I'm sure it's super easy to find out, but it's not San Francisco. I mean, it could be also, but definitely not only.
What I gather from his Twitter, which I am on Twitter, I just don't use it, and I don't really know how to use it. I haven't spent a lot of time on it. Those are his initials. It was said yesterday on the show, and it just was said in chat again. He is from LA, and his name's Steve Fisher. So,
okay, yeah.
I know some people are like, "Don't dox him."
I mean, I figured, Google it. It's not that hard.
And we're going to get to an interview that he did on Twitter Spaces. Court K will have to educate us on that. Before I get to that, Court K, when do you start your Christmas shopping?
We don't discuss Christmas ever. No, not really. So,
are you Jehovah's Witness?
No, I just don't like Christmas. I know, no, that's bad. I do. It's just with my work, Christmas sucks. Like really bad. I usually do my Christmas shopping in December.
That's
a lot of Amazon last minute stuff because I'm a Grinch. I know that's bad. And my daughter loves Christmas. And I'm like, ugh, why? But I've been doing so I work like in the shipping industry, and so for like 20 something years. So I'm just like,
but that's your money making season, my friend.
I know, but
you just want to sprinkle it out throughout the year. So if someone says, "I shop for Christmas year round," that would work better for your time management. Am I correct?
No, because I would forget.
Oh.
And then like 3 years later in my closet, I would find the gift. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to give that to so-and-so,
No, a lot of people do. Some people do it like the day after Thanksgiving. It's almost like another holiday to them. I did think it was really smart when we were out shopping and why we went out on tax-free weekend. Hell, I probably didn't know. But
yeah.
And I saw so many, and I could hear the conversations. "Oh no, I'm Christmas shopping." And I'm like, take that, America. I'm buying my Christmas gifts tax-free.
Gosh, I mean, I wouldn't even know what to get people at this point. It's so early. Well, my daughter's birthday is in October. So, we have to do birthday first. And then by then, like, she doesn't need anything at Christmas. Not like she needs anything now. But, like, and when my nephews are little, so I feel like if I bought them something now, they're going to be over that by Christmas. They're going to be like, that's old news.
And that is the thing with kids, because they might want something in August, and you're like, well, let's wait till Christmas. We all have those conversations with our kids and our parents. That's something that's handed down. Well, Christmas is coming up. Well, really no point in buying it, because come December 23rd, they're going to be like, "Oh, I played with that at my friend's house and it's really stupid." And you're like, well, that was going to be the big one from Santa Claus.
Right. Or they're going to see a new commercial for something different.
The toy industry hates parents. I don't care what anyone says. The toy industry hates parents.
I know.
So has everyone, I know we were talking about it in chat yesterday, the interview, which by the way, broke my heart, with the private investigator, and it's on a Twitter space. Tyler Feller was on there, another creator. He gets credit, big credit. The other people, I don't know. You sent me a screenshot, like I said. She is our Twitter expert. Hang on. It says Gabby's the host. DX. Okay. SF investigates. Then a bunch of like listener. Tyler Feller's on there. So I'm going to play it from Tyler's channel. I'll take the link, put it in the bio. I don't know all these other people, so I'm not trying to not give people credit. I want to make that 100% clear. So when people yesterday were like, well, why don't you go ahead and play it? Well, can't you just listen to it? I was like, let me explain how this goes in my world. I don't get away with shit, even though I've tried a million times. I'd have a big old fat copyright strike. I'm sure Tyler's not that way. I just want to make sure to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know how so I was looking at some of the people on the Twitter Space thing, but like they don't have any YouTube stuff like linked in their info or anything. So I don't know if they're even on YouTube or if they're just on Twitter. I really don't know.
Well, and how would you know? It doesn't link back, does it? Because like I said, I don't know anything about Twitter.
No, well, I mean, they don't have anything in there. Not that I mean, I don't know that much about it either, really. But not that I can see. And like, if you scroll through their feed, they're not sharing any like of their YouTube videos to Twitter. So if they do have one, I wouldn't know how to find it. I guess I could ask them. Be like, hey, you got YouTube?
Yeah, I really wonder how that works now. I might start getting more involved in Twitter. I mean, like I said, there's a Crime Lines and Lies page on there. I don't think I've ever tweeted. I'll start tweeting you today, Court. How's that go?
Okay. Yeah, I'll go follow you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to start tweeting Court K as soon as I get off here.
Okay, we'll talk to ourselves.
We'll just talk back and forth. Everyone's going to be like, no point in following that page. I just heard those two a few minutes ago.
Right.
All right. So anywhere you guys want me to pause this, let me know. Rewind. May have to listen to it twice because I'm telling you, this guy uncovered a lot of stuff. He still has nothing on our JPL though. Remember though, she's 2 hours behind. She's probably just now getting out of bed. Nothing on our JPL, but very, very telling. Okay. Whenever you're ready, you let me know.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right.
It's great to meet you. My name's Tyler. I'm a YouTuber who's been covering this case. I appreciate some of the drone footage and things that you've done. I've been following your Twitter page and everything. Can you answer? Yesterday I was looking at some of the footage. There was an area that was roped off. It looked to be about the size of a vehicle. And there was 4 orange cones and then there's caution tape around it. Can you answer what that area was that was roped off yesterday?
Yeah, so they got it.
Hang on, before I go any further, I'll go back if I need to. I know JPL is the best. Is there an echo? Because we need to hear all of this. This private investigator has a lot of information. Is there an echo, Court K?
I don't hear an echo.
Okay.
Thank you for not starting at the beginning where it was sad.
You're welcome. I actually didn't mean to do that, but I'll take credit for it. Don't ever think I know what I'm doing here, guys. Just don't.
Well, I don't know if Tyler had that part on his channel or not.
Oh, okay. Now I'm intrigued. All right, everyone. Okay, no echo, no echo. All right, here we go.
It's great to meet you. My name's Tyler. I'm a YouTuber who's been covering this case. I appreciate some of the drone footage and things that you've done. I've been following your Twitter page and everything. Can you answer? Yesterday I was looking at some of the footage. There was an area that was roped off. It looked to be about the size of a vehicle. And there was 4 orange cones and then there's caution tape around it. Can you answer what that area was that was roped off yesterday?
Yeah, so they got asked earlier, but it's been a while, so I don't mind saying it. So 3 separate agencies had investigations going on, and one of them being CHP,
which is California Highway Patrol.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I live in California, so I forget. That's California Highway Patrol. And so they, a couple hours into the find, they were taking like measuring sticks and poles, and then they had a camera like up on the higher lane, and they were doing all types of measurements. And there was no piece of physical evidence that was surrounding. It seemed to be like an area of where maybe they think was a significant like crossing point or something like that. And I'm not dancing around the question. I didn't ask them and they didn't tell me, but I can tell you that I had walked in that area earlier, so there wasn't like
there wasn't anything there.
No. They seem to have all their stuff seemed to be very like mathematical based and like angles and stuff. So in the measurements they were taking. So I have a feeling that was just I watched them rope it off, and I was like, "Oh, what is going on?" But they didn't seem.
My thought was like that maybe they had a picture that was turned in, and they were thinking that her vehicle was parked in that location.
Well, for it to be parked there, it would be one hell of a hike to get up to where the party was at. It would be long, and it would also be steep, and you have to go through these like cricker bushes and stuff. So I can tell you that there was some like other outside of that box that what you can't see in the photo is there's some other like indicators leading up to it. So I think that's the spot where they think that maybe like there's an inflection point or something like that. Again, in what we heard at the press conference today.
Now, hold on. Tyler just blew my mind. I'm going to hit play here in a second. He's assuming that they're concentrating on this area, which the investigator, Jay Woody, said, you need to see this new photo. Ooh, like right now? And if it's not working on this end, so I apologize, Mama Goots. So he's saying, because we've mentioned many times, this would actually make sense to me. Tyler, this is actually something just never crossed my mind, talking about, how they have taped this off, roped this off, whatever you want to say. And he said, I would guess that they might have assumed that's where she parked. And he said, well, then she has all these sticker bushes and stuff like that to go through. But that is interesting. Very interesting thought. But the PI is saying no, because she'd have to go through all these sticker bushes and stuff. But if there were that many people, you would have to park a ways away. I don't know. Let's hear the rest of it.
He does explain parking at one point. Kinda.
Then I'll shut my damn mouth. Thank you.
Okay. This is kind of far. Not far, but like you definitely wouldn't park there. I think they think that's where she went in.
That's what the PI is saying.
Yeah, from something he was saying about measuring and shit.
Yeah, Moon Rover or the last ping may have been in that box, because pings are not just, somewhere around target. You know what I mean? They can be extremely precise, but he says inflection point. Okay, but I just think that was kind of a genius thing to say. They think she was parked there because the parking has been something that's been driving us crazy.
Yeah.
I got to put this back just a little bit because I interrupted.
For it to be parked there, one, it would be one hell of a hike to get up to where the party was at. It would be long, and it would also be steep, and it'd be, you have to go through these like pricker bushes and stuff. So I can tell you that there was some like other outside of that box that what you can't see in the photo is there's some other like indicators leading up to it. So I think that's the spot where they think that maybe like there's an inflection point or something like that. Again, in what we heard at the press conference today is that the lake is dropped 1 to 3 feet. So they said it was actually another like 15 feet of shoreline at that point. So if that's the case, then I don't see how that's underwater. So I don't even know how it's a significant area. But I'm not going to question CHP either. It didn't make much sense to me, but I don't know the answer, like exactly what it was. But besides, I can tell you there was nothing physical in there, you know.
Do you know when they pulled the vehicle out of the water, was it in neutral or drive?
I don't know. That was my very first question, actually, to Adventure to the Purpose, and they did not check that. If you see the underwater stuff, which I mean nobody will see, but I mean there's.
Hang on, I gotta listen to that again because that's what's definitely that's the question right now. What gear? Many questions, but that's one of the main ones. What gear was the car in when they pulled it out? So I've got to hear that again. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to miss it. Did you guys hear what the PI said as far as what gear it was in?
Yeah, that they don't know. Or that I guess Adventures with Purpose didn't necessarily look, if I remember correctly. They're not going to tell us though. Anyway.
Well, they might have noticed, but I think they probably wouldn't say anything. I don't know. Maybe they would. All right. Jay Woody just sent me this picture and said to look at that. Oh, that's totally different. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get back to that in just a second.
They think that maybe like there's an inflection point or something like that. Again, in what we heard at the press conference today is that the lake is dropped 1 to 3 feet. So they said it was actually another like 15 feet of shoreline at that point. So if that's the case, then I don't see how that's underwater. So I don't even know how it's a significant area. But I'm not going to question CHP either. It didn't make much sense to me, but I don't know the answer, like exactly what it was. But besides, I can tell you there was nothing physical in there, you know.
Do you know when they pulled the vehicle out of the water, was it in neutral or drive?
I don't know. That was my very first question, actually, to Adventure to the Purpose, and they did not check that. If you see the underwater stuff, which I mean nobody will see, but I mean there's visibility, but for a diver, but it's not like substantial. So they didn't. The car was in a weird position, and so they didn't know. That was the first thing I asked in front of her dad and grandfather. I said, you know, was it in neutral? And they didn't know. So that's good. That's probably the primary thing I would like to know.
It seemed like today in that press conference, law enforcement was upset at Adventures with Purpose. Can you help me understand that?
So there was some frustration out there.
It was obvious.
Well, okay. So first of all, about an hour in, Adventures with Purpose moved their equipment out. But I think, the family, rightfully so, is like, has some questions. Like, how is the car right there?
Yeah.
Like, how is it right there? And, like, because they were told, at least it was told to me, they were told that this area has like been officially swept and it's clear, and like they were dialing back the investigation. So had Investors with Purpose not come, who knows what happened with this case? And then there was, it was said, it was like, how in 30 minutes is this car found? And that question got asked several times to those same people that you saw at the press conference that got asked yesterday to them with a bit of frustration. And I think that and they they said, like, well, we need to learn how Adventures with Purpose, what their technique was to find it that quick. So when that was happening and these questions got asked more than a couple times, then they came to me and to David and they started asking about the notification, not about how I know, but about like, they didn't ask, they were making statements that like, oh, well, it was, it was done by social media or something. And then, I heard there's stuff here I gotta be careful about. But, I think that I don't think that
so it had to do with how information about Kylie got out to the public.
Yeah, but I don't think that it's safe to assume that a call wasn't made to the mother. I think they're separating it, at least the family is, I believe, like the call with Adventures with Purpose, and they expected a call from law enforcement, and I know that expected call went quite a ways, and that got asked about. Then the narrative kind of they seem to go on offense a little bit, and that's what I saw today. And I don't care if they're listening in on this. I don't think that was handled really well. I still haven't.
Me neither.
I haven't gone back and rewatched it, but I could be totally wrong on this. But I could have swore that the very last question was something like, "Has the family said anything about the thousands of tips that have come in," or something like that? And it was almost like, and then they said, the guy stepped in and said, "Okay, we're into the press conference here."
The last question that I heard, and it was on the video that I was.
Okay, I'll put that back a little bit in a second. So let's catch up. Adventures with Purpose didn't know what gear the car was in. They didn't look. Panthera said AWP does not check. Only vehicles plates remains. So they didn't peek in, I guess. They could see there. Kylie was inside. Seems he... what do y'all think about what he's saying about law enforcement?
I think that they are probably like, yeah, we suck. No, not really. But I'm sure it's embarrassing, like, especially that, you know, they did have dive teams, and they say that they have the same equipment that Adventures with Purpose does. They just don't know how to use it.
Well, and they said it's not a knock at law enforcement.
Right.
It's they do this all the time. These guys may not do this, but like maybe once every 5 years at the most. You know what I mean? It's not a
Right.
big town. And they even said that they basically have the same equipment.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering where the story came from, and like what context this conversation was when they said, no, don't worry about looking there. We've looked there a million times or something.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Okay, so from what I understand is that I don't think they told them not to, but cuz I listened to like this whole interview last night. And so he was talking about how, like, when Adventures with Purpose gets there, they like go talk to locals and all that stuff, and that's where they got tips to search Donner Lake or whatever. So I think those were tips they got from the locals, not the police.
Oh, okay. All right. That would make way more sense, but all right. Like I said, you never know the entire conversation. So we take these little bits and then, well, you know, minute we have a spark, the next minute we have a brush fire. Emma said, I can't with this. Hope y'all have a great day and refocus onto a case where your help is needed. Is there something wrong with this case? And by the way, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to sub. If you look on my homepage, you go to videos and you can see there is a plethora. There's many cases we talk about. The channel wasn't started just for this case. So browse around. There's a whole catalog of cases. We're actually going to be talking with Michaela Jones's mother Monday morning. That's a case that really needs a lot of help. Monkey Vaughn next week, more on Summer Wells, and we will probably still be discussing Kylie as well. So just want to make sure I educate you a little bit that I think that there is some things to talk about in this case.
Agreed.
Thank you, Jordan. Jordan said, yes, this is the only case we cover. We're still discussing this case. I slept hard last night. Did something happen overnight where they said it's an accident?
Not yet. I also think that the fact that the medical examiner hasn't come out and said a preliminary cause of death is kind of telling.
Because you know they have that.
Yeah, for sure.
They have that. Well, that's all right. She said we all need to. I don't see anybody hopping out except for her, so I think we're all in good company, okay?
Was watching, it ended when they're asking about the team-to-team meetup, and they didn't answer
I'm sorry.
the question.
Yes, you're right. And you're right. And then, so when the family stuff came in, I don't know. Like, I felt like it was very much a like we're not getting credit for the work type of thing. And I think that's stuff that can be worked out down the line. Like right now, I mean, you know, they just found her. I don't think Adventures with Purpose was trying to like take. I mean, yeah, they said, listen, we found her. We did our job, you know. And I'm not saying law enforcement didn't do their job. They did. Like once they found when she was found, they were meticulous in their investigation that I saw. So, but I just felt like today was kind of like, and I felt even kind of at me, there was some shade thrown with the notification, the way they said the notification thing. Well, you know, what was that family supposed? How long were they? You know, when we left last night after her grandfather said, "I just want to see the car, and then we'll go." And that was good. I don't know, 6 hours or even there. They still would not say that. You know, they're like, we can't say that there's, you know, like we can't make a notification to you because we don't know if there's a person in there. I mean, well, they did know at that point. They're like, we just know there's remains. So, you know, at what point would have they? I know that they made a notification when they were digging up a dog grave, but I don't know why. like how long it takes for them to, how long would it taken for them to notify the family anyways, you know?
Well,
Just
I
what
think a phone call takes about 10 seconds. That's the thing I didn't understand.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is, like, at what point do they say, okay, we've got enough suspicion here that this is her, that we let the family know, hey, we're working a, you know, the car has been found, appears to be a body inside. I don't know what that called. Like,
Well, to
to
me, it was 1000% clear that they had told Adventures with Purpose, hey, you need to go search these other lakes because we've already cleared out Prosser. Our dive teams are focused on the 50 other ponds and lakes and streams that are around Prosser. And Adventures with Purpose from the jump wanted to go and search Prosser, and then they were basically told not to. And then they go and search it, and then within 35 minutes, they're able to find Kylie and the vehicle. Now, I have a lot of questions
one thing. All right, so let me just correct one thing there, because again, I don't want to pile on law enforcement, but and I'll let Adventures with Purpose answer this, but that part I don't believe is accurate. Adventures with Purpose actually did want to search a different location. They wanted to start in a different order, and I'll let you ask them why. And I'm sure that they'll say why. I don't.
Well, they said it was because they'd been given a tip from law enforcement on their Facebook page
about a different area.
They said that they received confidential tips, things that they're not allowed to discuss in public.
So, and what I'm saying is, I know what that confidential tip is. So, and I can't say, and I don't think that they're definitely not going to say. None of us are going to say what that is. However, I think that I don't think that they wanted to do Prosser.
Hang on, I missed that. Is this where they're talking about? Because he was talking kind of fast. I'm saying a lot too. I'm sure he's not used to this. That's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Spoiler alert. I guess I didn't know it was coming up. Sorry.
Okay, so we were talking earlier and before the show that there was a tip. Now, the tip was given to, I got to be clear about this. If we're not, that's okay. Disclaimer, we're discussing. A tip was given to Adventures with Purpose to look there after they were told not to look there. Please clear this up for me because I do not want to go that way.
No, I think that the tip wasn't for Prosser. It was for Donner or wherever they went first. That's why because he's saying that they chose to search the other couple places first.
And I've been hearing about the tip for days, but I wasn't going to get dogpiled for making it sound like, because some people be like, how dare you say that about Adventures with Purpose? They know what they're doing. Nobody told them where to look. Okay, that's the reason I didn't bring it up.
Yeah, I think that I'm pretty from what I understand, that's what it was, and that's when he was saying that, like, when they go to town to talk to locals, like that's what they do. In every case, I guess, just to kind of see what everybody in town is saying. You know, maybe they'll get a tip that law enforcement hasn't gotten, type of thing, I guess. I don't really know for sure.
But that's freaking smart to do.
Yeah.
Nothing tells you more about the neighborhood than the kids on bicycles.
Yeah.
You know, the people at the grocery store. The real estate agent certainly doesn't. You know what I mean?
Right. I think he goes into it a little more.
Oh, of course. But you know, when my mind is going somewhere, I gotta go, what? Right then.
Yeah.
Purpose answer this, but that part I don't believe is accurate. Adventures with Purpose actually did want to search a different location. They wanted to start in a different order, and I'll let you ask them why, and I'm sure that they'll say why. I don't.
Well, they said it was because they'd been given a tip from law enforcement on their Facebook page
about a different area.
They said that they received confidential tips, things that they're not allowed to discuss in public.
So, and what I'm saying is, I know what that confidential tip is. So, and I can't say, and I don't think that they're definitely not going to say. None of us are going to say what that is. However, I think that I don't think that they wanted to do Prosser first. I think there was a change of plans based on some confidential information that they received. Not that they didn't receive it from. They passed that on to law enforcement. They're the ones who received.
So it was coming in through some of the work that you were doing.
No, I take no credit for that confidential tip. It was somebody. They came in town and actually went to some restaurants and some legwork. I think they started talking to people, and
I see.
so
Okay.
that was they're 100% responsible for that and for the find and everything, but and the confidential tip. I didn't feed them. I didn't have any conversation with them prior to after it was announced that Kylie had been found. I'd never met them or anything, so I didn't give them anything. They did that all. They work. I mean, they have a great process, you know.
Oh yeah, they're very fair. There's one more thing that I wanted to touch base with you on, and there's so many other YouTubers like me that are covering this case, and
I really wish the investigator could have. He said you could tell he wasn't going to get into it. Elaborated on this because you know where our minds go. So when the guys get into town, Adventures with Purpose, they go to the local diners, you know, check out the locals. Makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
So, but I want to clarify something. A confidential tip or a tip is 100% different than someone that has been on the internet that calls and says, have you thought about searching the lake?
Yeah. But obviously the tip was wrong
Mm-hmm.
because that's not where she was. But I mean, which you can't just ignore it. If you don't try, you won't find out. So you got to try.
Gotta try. Exactly.
honestly, they were all going after different teenagers in this and paying them as victims. And I was standing up for the teenagers. I felt like I was a lone man out there on my own little island, sticking up for teenagers who have never had to deal with loss in a peer situation before and were, having to process that. And I just felt like maybe that there was some misinformation about what was going on with the way that some of those local teenagers were handling the situation. Can you just share, what did the family think about the teen-to-teen thing, some of the other students that were involved in helping getting down to the bottom of this case?
So again, I never met the mom, but I saw her statements on the news that she seemed very supportive of them. I think that myself included, and also the family members that I did meet, I think there's definitely no accusations or anything, but it was like, listen, we need this. You might listen before she was found by Adventures with Purpose, but we were like, listen, somebody saw something or heard something. It's like, and you really can say anonymous. So, in other words, they had these, not even the teen-to-teen meetings. I'm talking about like I think they had lines set up where you could anonymously text or you could call. And but maybe it is just a weird situation happened out there because I don't think you can keep that many people quiet. But I talked to.
I agree. How can you keep 300 teenagers quiet about a wild party?
It's impossible, and especially with that size reward, and you got the guy offered Hellcat. But I talked to one of the girls that worked at the front desk at the hotel I was staying at. I could tell wasn't much older than high school. Like she's probably like 21 or something like that. And I talked to her, and I said, first of all, every business that you went to was plastered with posters. So everybody knew about this case. And so I was talking to her, and she said, everybody in town is being really, really quiet. And she said, there's part of the reason is there's a large Hispanic population there. It's like working population. A lot of them are undocumented. And she was Hispanic, and so she knows that for a fact. And she said that there definitely is talk from the parents about worried about deportation. And then I heard from another person that I talked to that had kids around that age, and they said that there was definitely talk around the parents of other kids that they were afraid about them losing their college commitments. Their conditional commitments or whatever to if they were in any way wrapped up in it. I think it turned into a bigger, it's not like 200 people, came up with a scheme to get her in the water. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody's responsible, it's one or two people. If somebody's responsible besides her, which is a big if. But the other people, there's no reason not to speak up. You know, so that's really, it is frustrating. I gotta say, like we have to be like, come on. I mean, this is a human being we're looking for that could possibly still be alive if she's like in the trees somewhere. So, you know, and so it was frustrating, you know, and it did get to the point where it's like, okay, if you're not talking, then why aren't you talking? You know,
I'm frustrated about it, as I think, you know, the vast majority of the public that was involved in this. Now, the family that you are in conversation with, is their initial hunch that it was a total accident, or did they suspect foul play, like in their gut? I'm not saying obviously evidentiary.
Right. I'm being totally honest when I say this. They kept asking me, like, what are your, they have no idea. I mean, and neither do, that's what I thought. I mean, like, they're like, you've worked around a lot of these, like, what, like, tell us, like, what could, and I would just have to tell them, be like, David, I do not know. I mean, I'm like, this is so confused. This is such a confusing one. They don't know. I mean, like, of course he would bring up those scenarios. They would be like, well, they both would, the dad and they'd be like, maybe this happened. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe it wasn't an accident. Maybe, you know, like, maybe she just got messed up and took a wrong turn. Maybe this, you know, or like every scenario was talked about, but nobody was like locked on to anything, because then you would go like, but wait, that doesn't make sense because of this, you know. And there was always something that makes it not make sense, you know. Like, I just don't know how the heart gets there.
Okay, I gotta pause it right there because he's right. There's always something about this that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. It became a viral case. She went missing after midnight on the 6th. We started slowly hearing about it Sunday. Monday, it hit. Tuesday, it blew up. That's when we started talking about it on here because something wasn't adding up. Sammy made it not add up, okay? Not gonna lie. I know people don't like that I bring her up, but that's what we got. She's the one that brought it up. So he brings up, before I go back to another spot I want to talk about, he's verifying no one talked. How do you get all these kids not to talk? I didn't shut up as a kid. I haven't stopped.
Yeah, I mean, if there was really like 300 there, even not just kids, if there were young adults, I can't see every single, well, obviously not every single one of them, but a majority of them not saying anything. But maybe they didn't see anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just because you were there doesn't mean you know what all is happening.
Well, and that's true too. If it is that big, you could be like, I have nothing to say. I don't recognize this hoodie.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I was around there, but I didn't see the car. You know, dude, I was talking to my friends. I get that. Then, you know, people assume this scholarship thing. Well, I mean, you have your scholarship in place. It doesn't mean you can't lose it. It happens quite often. I mean, I heard it on the news about a football player. He got in trouble over the summer and they were like, they took his scholarship. So you would have to have done something
to get in trouble
to lose the scholarship. I don't think everybody there had a scholarship.
No, I don't.
They were afraid of losing.
No, I don't. I mean, that might be the case for like, you know, a handful of kids, but I don't know. I don't know what to think, honestly. I do feel I don't know. Well, that other video I sent you, are you going to show that later?
Yeah, it's hard for me to do when a show's going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to figure it out. It might have to be in a separate show.
No, I mean the actual video of the car driving.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then I'll get to that when we get there.
I got that ready, girlfriend. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
I'm going to go back. There's a part I want to listen to again. Does Sammy have a scholarship? Sammy probably owns the school. Okay, Sammy's probably starting her own university right now. That's why she's in Montana. Yep. Who knows about Sammy? If Sammy says, yeah, I have a scholarship and like 30 schools all offered me one, bet is Sammy don't have one.
Right.
He brings up, what did they think about the teen to teen? he basically has the same perspective we do. He never met mom. He said it seemed like mom was okay with all the kids. Seemed that way to me from my vantage point, but all I'm seeing is what you guys are seeing, unless you live there, of course. You know, what I'm seeing on the internet, on the TV, that she seemed okay with what the kids were doing, not fretting her or anything like that, because I think she kind of has her own emotional turmoil going on. So she's probably not dissecting what's going on around her. Like, I have a feeling that the dad was, not the stepdad, dad. That was very interesting to me. The teen to teen thing never set right with me, and still does not. I think between Sunday, Monday, I'd say up until the kids stopped talking on that Thursday, within the first week, I think damage was done to this case. I'm sorry, but I do. Whether it is a simple accident, which it couldn't be that simple because Kylie is deceased. I think serious damage was done to this case. We can agree to disagree. It was, you can't do that. You just can't do stuff like that.
And plus, like, what if, you know, somebody told Sammy or one of the other teen people something that they didn't think was important, but then it ends up being super important, you know? They're like, oh, that's nothing, you know? But law enforcement doesn't know because they didn't tell them. I feel like they should have, like, recorded it or something.
Well, and it's been noted that, you know, the kids weren't searching for her. That I don't fret so much, because I would tell my kid, I would do it myself. I'd be like, look, I don't want law enforcement out there looking for you too. If you get hurt or you get lost, you're going to stay out of it. And we're going to, you know, tell them just what you know that went on. You know, that'd be pretty much it. I certainly wouldn't. People say, well, Sammy's 18, she can do what she wants. Yeah, but she's still not paying for that electricity or that food in the house.
Yeah.
I cannot believe her parents let that go on past noon on Sunday, assuming they might sleep in. I can't believe they allowed that to go on.
Yeah, me neither. Especially being a lawyer and a PI or whatever they say they are.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And people are like, they're 70 years old. I'm like, I don't care if they're as old as Moses. Then I hear, oh no, they're in their 50s. I don't care.
Either way, they know.
Yeah, I don't care if they're teenage parents. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then someone shuts her up on Thursday. Not just her, but everybody. All the kids shut up.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
But then when Adventures with Purpose says, we found the car, how many Honda CRVs with her license plate did you think were in the lake, Sammy? For you to call these men liars.
Maybe giving her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she was in shock.
I'm in shock. I'm in shock.
She is probably like, well, since nobody's called me, you know. But then the whole, so I got the impression, which I could be totally wrong, and well, I actually changed my mind anyway, but that mom and dad weren't on the best terms.
JPL got that vibe. Nobody told her that, but mom was over on one side of the room because she saw dad. I hope I'm not telling the story wrong. I hope I'm not. Because I was talking to JPL actively when she said, oh, there's Kylie's dad. She talked to the deputy. I think this is the same day that it went down with Sammy getting upset. This was all, JPL was there.
Yeah.
And dad walked in for the community meeting. JPL was there. And it was, you see in these cases, mom and dad are divorced, you know, hopefully not, but if they are, they get a united front. You know what I mean? We've seen it in many cases. Kyron Horman, what's Gannon Staunch. There's many of them. Mom and dad, they have a united front. He went due north, dude.
Mine would have done the same.
He went the other way. He went the other way. And he's talking to the private investigator. And I'm not picking sides. Who do you like better, mom or dad? It was obvious from what I'm understanding.
But Grandpa is actually Mom's dad. So it was her dad. It was Kylie's dad and Kylie's mom's dad, not Dad's dad. Make sense?
Yeah.
He did say
And
that.
I could totally see that because he wasn't married to Grandpa.
Yeah, he did say that. The SF guy, Steve, he did say that it was Mom's dad. So
yeah, I don't find that odd at all. And I don't find it odd for exes to be like, I'm sitting over here, you're sitting over here.
Oh yeah, like I said, mine would. They wouldn't even
cases, I would. In some cases, you see United Front. I'm just saying that from what was told to me, and actually not even by JPL. It was noticed. I'm just putting it that way. I'm making too much out of something that has nothing to do with anything.
No, it doesn't. I don't know why I brought it up. Actually, I think I had a reason, but now I don't remember what it was. Oh, I think it was just to say that it was Mom's dad, Lindsay's dad, and her ex, which is why I decided maybe they do get along. I don't know.
Well, and
not that it matters.
And I can't get the picture out of my head of Dad and Grandpa, on the beach.
Oh, no.
You've been around, you've been around the town the whole time, probably haven't slept. Might have gotten a cat nap here and there, just out of pure stress and anxiety. And I just that image breaks my heart.
Yeah. And that's the very first part of the interview. He was talking about that. And Dad didn't stay, and they wouldn't let him stay. And Grandpa refused to leave until he at least saw the car, and then they left.
Wouldn't you? Well, I say wouldn't you? We don't know because we've never been in that situation. Let me ask, would you guys want to stay and see the car pulled out?
Oh, I have no idea. Probably not. Well, I feel like I would, but I don't know if I could. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's heartbreaking.
I don't know. I just don't know. I would believe him. I would believe
him. I would believe him too, for sure. Just, I really don't know what I would do.
Sleuthy. I just say sleuthy now because if I pronounce the whole thing, I live. I say sleuthy goosey. I would want to be with her. Yes, I would. Lauren said hard telling. Just me said I think I'd have to. Some people would have left. I would absolutely stay.
I think that they wouldn't let them stay is the deal.
But Grandpa said, too bad I'm staying. Papa's
he only stayed until they saw the car. Like, not very long. You know what I mean? From what I understand is just once that was, I don't think it was all the way out. I guess he just wanted to see. I don't really know what the thinking was, but they didn't stay the whole time.
Nella said she would have to see it. Hybrid said, want to? No. Need to? Yes.
Yeah.
I get it. And I mean, all in all, we don't ever want to be in that situation. I didn't stream Sunday night them pulling the car out. I just couldn't do it. It was I saw it for a little bit and I was like, I can't.
Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, that's sad.
Russell says, I don't know for sure, but I think I would have to see it for myself. LV Raider Girl. Do you live in Las Vegas or are you just a Raiders fan? Because that stadium is something else. I can't believe it's right there on the strip. Anyway, off topic. She said, no, law enforcement asked both Dad and Grandpa to go to the station, but Grandpa refused to go. That breaks my heart. That breaks my heart. And Deborah said most Adventures with Purpose shows, the family, stays and watches. Ugh.
Yeah, I saw on in the Jed Hall case. I was watching that one, and they stayed. I guess it maybe. So I don't really know why they asked him, why they, made him leave or told him to leave. If it's, I don't know.
I think they kind of always ask the family to stand back.
Yeah.
Families that come across car wrecks and stuff like that, and they ask them for lots of reasons. Lots of reasons. Oh my gosh, that's very, very sad. I would say towards the middle, we're going to go through this again, just not today because we've got other stuff to go to. It doesn't sound to me like when he talked about the credible tip, and I don't think I'm the only one that he was talking about Donner Lake, which would make sense to me because that'd be the water nearest her home. Yeah. I would have immediately thought Prosser, not immediately, but that would have made sense to me. So it seems to me, because the tip was right, that they were talking about the tip was where they found Kylie. Did I get that all jangled?
I thought that the tip was for Donner and whatever two they searched first. I don't know, but I understood that the tip was that they should search. That's why they searched those first, because they got a tip for those or one of those.
Then I totally misheard that.
But I mean, I might have too. I'm not sure. I just feel like if they got a tip about Prosser, why would they start somewhere else first?
We don't know when they got the tip.
I think when they got there, because he was saying, when they got to town, they went to like restaurants or whatever and talked to the locals, because I think they were going to start there. And then when they got the tip, it changed it. Isn't that what he said? Something like that.
I got to find the minute mark. I have to hear that again. All right, let's finish this. And then I've got to look at this video, because this video that was posted last night on Twitter. I'm a Twitter user now, guys. Follow me. I'll follow you. I'm not
I went and followed you a while ago.
I'm going to start following Court K. Muscle says, I took it like you, Brooks. I got to find that minute mark. I got to listen to it again, because that's what I heard. Because they cleared Donner on Saturday. I don't know when all of this talking to the locals. I don't think it was just a quick, minute through town. I have a feeling there was,
I thought they did it Friday. Because they got there Friday, right? They just didn't search because maybe it was late, kind of late by the time they got there, and I don't know. So maybe I could be totally wrong if both of y'all are getting that.
Well, I don't know, because Linda heard Donner too. How can Donner and Prosser sound alike?
I don't think he said actually the name.
Just an assumption we're making.
I just remember them saying I think they searched Donner and I was looking at the map a while ago. Something else. What was it called? I'll have to look again.
Kelsey said some Stony Stone found her car on a drone, sent it to AWP and law enforcement. AWP was the only one that listened. That makes zero sense to me. And no, I'm not doubting this story at all. Please don't think that, Kelsey, at all.
Yeah, he tried to call in on a show last night and he wasn't having that. But I've seen some drone footage also that SF Investigates posted that he took. And I also see something that I would think is a car, but it's white. But who knows what it is? It could be a reflection. I'll send it to you.
Well, hell, a black car in the water looks blue from up above. So, I mean, I would have seen something shaped or could be as big as a car. Okay. Like I said, I am not doubting this at all. And I have seen the pictures going around, but I kept hearing underneath it, that's already been debunked as fake. Anybody can make that. My third grader can make that. And I'm like, all right. So before I look like a sack full of assholes and put it up, if I'm hearing it from more and more people, okay, now I'm not saying that they ignored anything. I'm really trying not to go that way. Let's go to the common sense account in our brain. It would make more sense to assume she left, especially since drunk off her ass, according to Sammy, she did the responsible thing and she told her mother, I'm going to be a little bit late. Okay? She
Mhm.
would be going home. So if she had an accident, you would think she would be in the water nearest to her house, or she'd be in the water nearest to the party. Then you get a picture of something, looks like a shoebox to me, but I'm going to assume because it's a drone footage and it's from way up in the air that it looks about, the shape of a car. I'd go look there. So
Yeah.
that's the tip they received, which obviously is not Donner Lake. It's Prosser, where Kylie was found. Like I said, there, in quotes, told them not to look there. And, well, we know where we're at now. Thank you for the super sticker, Jones, and for some tea. I know they check by convenience. What do you mean by convenience? Like daylight hours? Like how much time they have in the day? Thank you, Angel P, for the super sticker. Thank you very much. Well, now, Blue Eye says it wasn't in the same spot. Whatever is... Can you put that back in there, Blue Eyes? It wasn't in the same spot. Whatever is there has been there. Well, if that picture is truly a drone image and it's not something like so many people said my third grader could make that, if it truly is, I'm not doubting anybody.
Okay, are we streaming from Tyler's channel?
Yes.
Is it like 20 minutes maybe? 19?
You got it.
Okay, go to 9:25.
9:25. Is this going to blow my mind?
No, this is he just has it marked where they talk about why wasn't Prosser searched first. So it's what we've already heard, but
we're going to hear it again because
You
I
said
have
that.
a lot of confusion.
yeah, since
So
we're
we let the family know, hey, we're working the car has been found, appears to be a body inside. I don't know what that called. Like,
Well, it was, I
but
mean,
know
to me, it was
Oh.
1000% clear that they had told Adventures with Purpose, hey, you need to go search these other lakes because we've already cleared out Prosser. Our dive teams are focused on the 50 other ponds and lakes and streams that are around Prosser. And Adventures with Purpose from the jump wanted to go and search Prosser, and then they were basically told not to. And then they go and search it, and then within 35 minutes, they're able to find Kylie and the vehicle. Now, I have a lot of questions about that.
One thing. All right, so let me just correct one thing there, because again, I don't want to pile on law enforcement, but and I'll let Adventures with Purpose answer this, but that part I don't believe is accurate. Adventures with Purpose actually did want to search a different location. They wanted to start in a different order, and I'll let you ask them why. And I'm sure that they'll say why. I don't.
Well,
want
they
to
said
do
it was
that.
because they'd been given a tip from law enforcement on their Facebook page.
About a different area.
They said that they received confidential tips, things that they're not allowed to discuss in public.
So, and what I'm saying is, I know what that confidential tip is. So, and I can't say, and I don't think that they're definitely not going to say. None of us are going to say what that is. However, I think that I don't think that they wanted to do Prosser first. I think there was a change of plans based on some confidential information that they received. Not that they didn't receive it from. They passed that on to law enforcement. They're the ones who received. So it was coming in through some of the work that you were doing. No. I take no credit for that confidential tip. It was somebody. They came in town and actually went to some restaurants and some legwork. I think they started talking to people, and
I see.
So
Okay,
that was they're 100% responsible for that and for the find and everything. But and the confidential tip, I didn't feed them. I didn't have any conversation with them prior to after it was announced that Kylie had been found. I'd never met them or anything, so I didn't give them anything. They did that all. They work. I mean, they have a great process, Oh yeah, they're very fair. There's one more thing that I wanted to touch base with you on, and there's so many other
Okay, can you pause it?
that are covering this case, and honestly,
Okay, I got some red flags going off. Go ahead.
Okay, so that's where I'm getting what I'm understanding is that they decided not to do Prosser first because of the tip. Is that right?
No, I
That's
heard
what I
it,
said. I thought. I don't know.
they had a different order. They had a different order how they were going to search.
Yeah.
And then he goes, he kind of, he doesn't cut himself off. You can tell what he's doing. I'm not going to go into all that.
Yeah.
Now that, well, that's going to bug me all day. I feel bad for anybody who follows me on Twitter.
Tweet him.
AKA Court K. You're going to be getting tweeted all day about this because I've got one friend on Twitter.
Okay, well, tweet at SF Investigates and ask him. He'll probably answer you.
Well, here's the thing. He won't answer me. And then I'm going to be like, why is he answering Court K and not me? And, oh, yeah, guys, I saw what Jagger put out. It broke my heart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. All right. We're going to come back to that. We are going to come back to that. We are.
I did slide into his DMs and he did not respond yet, if that makes you feel better.
Oh, you have
not to Jagger, to SF Investigates.
You have DM privileges now?
Yeah, I just found that out. I didn't know because I was trying to find his email address and I couldn't. And so I was like, oh, look, there's a message button. But, he didn't reply to that as fast or at all yet.
I thought I had. It's not on my. I'll have to get it in a second. I put it in the Crime Lines and Lies Facebook group. So, by the way, guys, the link is pinned. So don't be shy to grab it. Now I have to look at. Okay, this is on Twitter. I am a Twitter user. I am followed by Court K. Okay, let me see. I've got to even this up. This is from Legacy. I am Legacy 23 on Twitter. She says, he or she, night drive by a local at the Prosser Reservoir. This gives us an absolutely clear perspective. It won't to me. Bear with me. It won't to me because I have terrible night vision.
Oh, same. I do not drive at night. Unless it's around town, like in town where I go like home from work or, stuff that you can just automatically do without having to see.
Like especially on the highway. And
oh,
it's
no.
worse.
No, I can't. Can't do it.
Lost Minds said, none of the friends didn't look like they care. If Kylie was really dead, do you really think these friends would be crying or show some type of emotion? Why are they smiling? They definitely had very strange reactions to their friend missing. Not going to lie. They definitely did. And I was shocked. Not that it has really that much to do with the case per se. If there even is a case, this could clearly be an accident. I don't know yet. In all of these cases, every case you see, they'll say, and there's a memorial that has popped up here. I didn't expect anything right by the lake because they have investigating to do. They're like, no, kids, you've done enough. You can set up over there. You see teddy bears, balloons, people wearing the favorite color, signs, pictures. That we were void of that. Now people said in chat yesterday, well, there's one now. Okay, cool. I'm just really shocked, especially we're talking about kids, that they would be like, oh, we've got to do something, out maybe somewhere near where she works. You know what I mean? I found it odd. It's not the craziest thing in this case. It's not the craziest thing, but it's odd. Did you find it odd, Court K?
I was reading chat. I tuned out. I'm sorry. About the, what are you talking about? About the non-memorial? Do what?
The non-memorial. There was no memorial.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm guessing, Sammy's not there. And I don't know how long they had it blocked off.
Well,
right?
I don't mean there, you know, at
Oh,
the lake, because it's
just anywhere. Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
I mean, it's usually never at the. I mean, sometimes it's at the scene once the
Mhm.
police have cleared it. But you know, if usually something pops up somewhere,
Yeah.
and I just didn't see that.
Yeah, no, me neither. Well, or did I? Was there something at her work? Or no, I think that was just a picture, a flyer or something. But yeah, I mean, they were not buying teddy bears and flowers from anywhere for her.
No, no, I just think it's weird. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's not the strangest thing in this case, but it's weird. All right, I'm gonna play. I've got some people popping in backstage. I'll get to you in a second. I've got to look at this video. Can everybody see okay? Because I can't make it any bigger.
And it's SF Investigates Country Girl on Twitter, not AF. Maybe
He's
that.
on Twitter. Here, look at this on the screen. You see that circle, and underneath it, I screenshotted that from Twitter, and I put it on this, I guess, thumbnail overlay. SF Investigates at SF Investigates. He's on Twitter. He doesn't have a channel. I bet he will after this.
Well, he does actually, but
Now you're confusing the hell out of me.
he has a YouTube, but he doesn't post. Well, so he did post some stuff on it, but it's unlisted. But it's just under his name, Steve Fikes or whatever. What was his last name? Something like that.
Well, if you want to see the stuff about Kylie, you have to go to Twitter. And
Yeah.
see that picture, that circle, and it says SF Investigates. So at SF Investigates. And
And he has links to his YouTube.
Oh, but with nothing on it.
There's a few videos, but yeah, it's weird. It's like when you click videos, there's nothing there. But then I think on playlists is where I found some of Kylie's. It was weird. Because they're unlisted, I guess. I don't know.
Well, he's not making much out of that platform now, is he? Because people can see the things you have private or unlisted.
I did follow him, but yeah, he doesn't obviously use it.
Okay, and
For
also
sure is his last name.
And also Legacy. It is at I am Legacy 23. And he or she, Legacy, said, night drive by a local at the Prosser Reservoir. This gives us an absolutely clear perspective. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's about 2 minutes. If I have an echo, will you guys let me know?
Yes.
And I'll do the best I can to fix it.
Anyway, she was able to make it down this way. I mean, that's my opinion. We're not sure of that, but all right. So here we're going to come to another T in the road. So to the right, so you'll see that tree in front of us. To the right is another way to get down to the water, and that actually was swinging around to the other side of the campground area where I saw that water in the distance. That was more shallow. There is some deeper water over there, but most likely she turned this way. So she went left here. Okay. There is to the left of me on the ground. There's quite down there. There's quite a big crevice, but her car would have made it, but it's kind of a deep crevice. I'm sure when it rains, it gets kind of muddy, and I hear a lot of people get stuck out here. Back to when I was here on the 17th, we got a sudden downpour, and it got pretty muddy in the location I was at, so I had to get out to make sure I didn't get stuck. Okay, so here's the road heading down. At the end of my headlights, you can see that's the precipice or the point where she most likely entered the water. That's where all the vehicles were on Sunday. All the authorities were parked. Okay, so it's just right here. Now, if she would have went to the left, there's water over there too, but it's more shallow. And then to the right is, it is deeper over to the right. So, this way, there's a big wide open dirt area here that leads down to the water as well. But I'll just go straight towards the spot where they found her car. Okay. There's a little bump here. I I mean, right now it's not as late or as dark as when she was here, but I can see the water. I can clearly see that that's water, and then beyond the water, there's more land and trees. Let's turn my lights off and see. I mean, it's pretty pitch black.
I can't see water.
I
But
can
in real life, it's probably different.
I can clearly see water, and I'm going back the potholes. I could see a reflection, and this is just on Twitter, guys. I'm on Twitter. I follow Court K. I can clearly see water. I don't buy that she was as messed up as Sammy and Ronnie's cousins said. I just don't. I could be proven wrong. And if I am, gladly. It's happened before. Dude, I did a whole show over being wrong about a family one time. Prepared to do it again. Prepared to do it again. It's not much fun when you admit you're wrong, though. That's one thing.
See, everybody's saying, okay, some are saying they can see the water, and some are saying it looks the same as the road looked. That's what I see. I see black, personally. But again, don't drive at night for a reason. But she's not old, so it's probably different. But I don't know. And how bright is the supermoon? Just because there was a supermoon, what if it was cloudy? I don't know how that works.
There was no rain that night. We've gone through the weather. We went through the weather one time, and somehow I must have slept hard that night because I forgot the next day. And, I've been cutting out carbs. So sometimes my brain for a little bit was getting kind of cloudy. And so I've incorporated carbs back in. So I'm sharp as a tack, Court.
There you go.
I see water. And then I see all of these potholes. Obviously, this lady would be going slower because she's trying to show us something. We're going to look at it again.
The PI guy was also saying that Kylie's used to these kind of roads because to get to their where she lives is like super crappy roads that are all sorts of like potholes. And actually, I saw a video that Kylie's mom posted.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so she, I guess she's used to that part at least, and that was worse than what this looks like.
Yeah, I saw that on Plunders.
I felt very unsafe watching her do that.
Yeah, and because I was like, so she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She knows the area. Now it's said that she was really upset that they're selling the cabin. I mean, not the cabin, the lodge they live in. Hang on, I got to play this again. Pay close attention, guys. We're going to take a poll, or just tell me what you think, because I'm seeing the big potholes that JPL referred to. I mean, one of them looks like you could take a bath in the damn thing. She knows.
I made my screen bigger. Maybe I can see the water now.
Let's see if we can. If Courtney can see the water, this is solved.
I mean, anyway, she was able to make it down this way. I mean, that's my opinion. We're not sure of that, but all right. So here we're going to come to another T in the road. So to the right, so you'll see that tree in front of us. To the right is another way to get down to the water, and that actually will swing around to the other side of the campground area where I saw that water in the distance. That was more shallow. There is some deeper water over there, but most likely she turned this way. So she went left here. Okay. There is to the left of me on the ground. There's quite down there. There's quite a big crevice, but her car would have made it, but it's kind of a deep crevice. I'm sure water, when it rains, it gets kind of muddy, and I hear a lot of people get stuck out here. Back to when I was here on the 17th, we got a sudden downpour, and it got pretty muddy in the location I was at, so I had to get out to make sure I didn't get stuck. Okay, so here's the road heading down. At the end of my headlights, you can see that's the precipice or the point where she most likely entered the water. That's where all the vehicles were on Sunday.
Okay. All right. If you can, All right. So
Just looks black to me.
there is where if she had made this fatal mistake, even though she knows the area, she's navigated these roads before, she's getting through these potholes. We can agree to disagree on if she was messed up or not. I just don't think, I'm not saying she didn't do anything at the party. I just don't think it's to the degree that Sammy's trying to convince us of. And Ronnie's cousins, the three witnesses that we have, her condition, Ronnie's cousins and Sammy. Do you guys see water, or does it look to you that she would just drive straight like it's still night?
I do not see water. But also, I mean, it's different, I'm sure, on a video than in real life.
Hang on. Avi's backstage. I'm going to be looking at this damn picture all day. Avi, do you see water?
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
It's hard. I don't know why. Is this giving anybody else anxiety?
Yes, 100%.
I just could not imagine driving down a road like this. And I'm looking, to me, I guess I could see where maybe somebody driving who, I don't know, that maybe is impaired or is not an experienced driver, where maybe they would think that that road would keep on lighting up like sand.
Well,
That's
I mean,
me.
if you're a tourist in the area, I could see this happening.
True.
She knows the roads and she knows there's a damn lake right there.
But
You
how
know-
often has she ever even, or how often did she go down this road? I think she was lost and took a wrong turn and didn't expect to go into the lake, if that's what happened. Because, I mean, she was looking for the highway, right? I don't
Well,
know.
and if she honestly didn't know what she was doing, because, I mean, her mom had a video. I don't know who took the video. Now I'm curious about
Her
that.
mom took the video.
Of her navigating through some really scary road with water rushing across it, which
Yeah.
is even more eerie now. The grandpa said, no, she knows this area like the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, grandpa was like, don't worry about that part of it. I believe grandpa. I do believe grandpa.
Yeah.
Jamie Lunas says there's no cousins, LOL. You don't?
What do you mean there's no cousins?
Oh, you don't say. That
They
whole-
were at the party.
Ronnie's cousins and Sammy. Ronnie's cousins and Sammy. So we have the potholes. I don't believe you couldn't see your hand in front of your face, not with the moon reflecting off the water. I'm sorry. This is just me. We can agree to disagree.
And I guess once she got closer, I also didn't notice if I saw her lights reflecting on the water, or I don't think she got that close.
So all the roads around this area look like this
Yeah.
until you hit the highway. Huh.
And these are roads that she knows well. They weren't new in town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She knows this. She knows these roads. Grandpa said, like I said, I believe Grandpa. All right, I got to look at this. And it was a super moon at that, and there was no rain. So we have clear sky, reflection off the lake. I'm seeing water in this picture. I don't know what kind of gear this woman uses, but I would like to know what it is. It's some good stuff. Do you guys see water? I'm going to get closer. Or do you just see black? Jay Woody, you should see the daytime video. Jay Woody should be doing the show. Jay Woody is always in here emailing me stuff and everything, and I'm like, damn, that's good. Somi said, I see water. The Looking Glass Tarot says, I see water.
I know water's there, and I'm trying. I just don't see it.
Don't strain your eyes. Don't strain your eyes.
I am.
It does look pitch black, but I'm a little bit older, so my vision likes to play tricks on me.
Well, same, So if you play it a little further, I didn't notice earlier, does she get close enough to where you can see like reflection on the water?
We're gonna see.
Okay.
I can see water from here. That's just me. Country Girl says she just sees black. Brian says I just see black. I'm just seeing black.
It's like that shoe and dress picture.
And that messes me up every time, girlfriend.
Because I'm like,
Precipice, or the point where she most likely entered the water. That's where all the vehicles were on Sunday. All the authorities were parked. Okay, so it's just right here. Now, if she would have went to the left, there's water over there too, but it's more shallow. And then to the right is.
All right, so right there is where she would have drove straight into the water, from what I'm
And
gathering.
it does look kind of like a little drop off too, at least.
Yeah, that definitely looks like a drop off. I would pause at that point if I was driving.
But, and I just want to asterisk here. She knows she's by the lake. She knows she's by the lake. She knows the area. She knows the road. Guys, I know Ronnie's cousins aren't real. I'm saying that yes, but I was going to plan on keeping it going for a while because it's really cracking me up, even though this is not a funny situation. But for those of you that are new here, we try to keep this as light as possible because basically none of our shows are feel-good shows because we're always talking about some sort of tragedy. But what I'm saying is unless you guys heard something different, that we know about her being too messed up to give anyone a ride home, aka Sammy, and like I said, Ronnie's cousins, who don't exist.
So this is what I was going to talk about earlier, but I was going to wait for the video. So, when obviously I'm not in high school. It's been quite a while, but when I used to drink a lot, pretty much every weekend. And I would drive home. Don't know how I got home most of the time. I can't believe that now that I look back on it. But which is also why I didn't appreciate Mr. Terry with his Monday morning quarterbacking from a kicker about, how to parent pretty much. And that, they shouldn't let her blah, blah, blah. Okay, my mom didn't know where I was. We don't have a lake here. We have like a duck pond. But we used to party out in the country at this place called Dead Man's Curve. And, it was nothing. It was just flat, dirty dirt pretty much. But, her mother is not to blame, I don't think. And I can't believe he said that. But, parents don't know what all their kids do.
What, you mean Jim Terry that said
Yes.
he's the perfect
Is that not what I said?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh. I don't know, but yeah, him.
For a minute. Yeah, this is not, we don't do parenting classes around here. I appreciate everyone's opinion and input, but I think we all know that even a 2-year-old will tell you no.
Yeah. But yeah, and also, I know that Sammy drank out of all her drinks, but she left first. So what if somebody did end up putting something in Kylie's drink after Sammy left because she wasn't with anyone anymore? And that kind of seems like the perfect opportunity to me if I were someone that did something like that. They're like, oh, well, hey, she's alone now. Let's slip her this or...
Are we believing, Sammy, that she drank out of everything that Kylie drank out of?
Well, no, I don't. That's stupid, but...
Oh, okay.
I personally believe everything Sammy said.
Right?
Just kidding.
I'm sure they were sharing some, and plus, because then she said she was taking shots, so you can't share that, really,
But her mother also said, Kylie's mom said that one time whenever Sammy was supposed to go pick somebody up, she didn't do it because she had too much to drink. So it seems like to me Kylie was responsible.
Yeah. And wasn't she supposed to be designated driver that night or something? I thought
According
that I
to
heard
Sammy.
that.
According to Sammy, well, she was supposed to be driving Sammy home, so I don't think
Yeah.
Kylie would have driven her BFFFFF. under the influence.
Yeah.
Now, was there really a conversation about people under the age of 21 being a designated driver and the parents were aware of it? Or is this a conversation between the kids without the parents knowing? I don't want to go Jim Terry here, but
That I do not know.
that is ridiculous. That's when, no, you're not going to be out drinking. And if you get into any trouble, as always, you call me. I really hope that wasn't the case. Sleuthy Goosey said maybe she did leave at 12:15, like she told her mom she was. But if that's the case, then several people have lied about last seeing her at 12:30. Exactly. One person can lie to you. They can look you straight in the face and they can lie. They can. And you could even believe them. A group of people cannot keep the same lie. It's impossible. It's almost impossible for one person to be that convincing. It works quite often, though.
Oh, Eminem's trending.
A group of people can't. So all of these people stuck to the same story? No. Jonesing for some tea. I think Ronnie's call was a setup call for clickbait. That's the word on the YouTube streets. Hello, JPL. Good morning. Hold on. Yvonne has something to add. Yvonne, I apologize. Good morning, beautiful. I saw you backstage and I didn't want to put you up in the middle of the video. Nice to meet you, Yvonne. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. I don't see water.
Me neither.
Yvonne,
I'm not saying it's not there. Obviously, it is.
That's definitely there, but I don't see it with a. You said there was a
Yvonne, are you in the wind or something? Because we have a very bad connection.
I'm not in the wind. Is that better?
No, I'm not hearing you. You're going to have to repeat that or get it. We need a better connection.
Just like. Is that any better?
I want to hear what Yvonne. There we go.
Oh.
Well, let's see. Big T has something to add. Good morning, Big T.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. What are your What are you thinking? What's your thoughts on this?
I hear like 3 people. Oh, my thoughts is I can't wait. Oh, I'm echoing. Okay.
What you got, Big T?
Okay. I can't wait for Sammy to get back in town.
She's dangerous enough just on her phone. She doesn't need to be back in the state.
Oh, so she's not come back yet. Don't y'all find that strange that she's up there and, that's her best friends forever? They wear that little necklace thing and then they find Kylie and she's still out of town. Like, wouldn't she have come back?
No, I mean, I would think so if she was left to her own devices and she's the decision maker. But it seems to me that her parents are with her and they might be like, no, we're not going anywhere near that scene. Maybe they brightened up a little bit and said, no, we're staying the hell out of Dodge. When all of this calms down, we'll go back. If it was her by herself, I'd be like, why are you not there in the thick of things? From what I'm understanding, I'm not there. For those of you that are local, I hear that the town is all cleaned out. There's nothing going on. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Hey, Yvonne, do we have a better connection?
I hope so. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, sweetheart. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking that if there was a supermoon, that water would have been more visible.
Yeah.
I still
see it
feel
from
in
this
my
picture.
gut that she was pushed in there. Did they say like how she could have been in the back seat?
They've said nothing except they verified it's her.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. The water may have pushed her into the back seat. I don't know. Or if she went into the water, she wouldn't have gone down that fast where she couldn't have gotten out.
I don't know.
That's my
So
thinking.
I just watched the video, a video this morning by Adventures with Purpose of like how to escape if that happens to you. Oh my gosh. First of all, that was like the most stressful video I've ever watched in my life. But it can happen pretty quickly, and if she couldn't break the window, she couldn't get out, but maybe she was unbuckled, and so that's how she ended up in the back seat. I don't know.
That's true.
I
That's true.
recommend watching that video if you live around water, though. But then I tried to go buy one of their little tools, and it doesn't exist anymore, apparently. I thought I needed it, but guess I don't.
Okay.
I don't know. Something in my gut, but you know what? We're not going to find out until the toxicology comes back.
Oh, no.
But see, the thing is, I'm not even waiting on toxicology, to be quite honest. I'm waiting on them to come out and say, we've recreated the scene or whatever, because drunk or sober, either this was an accident or not.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If her lungs were filled with water, then she drowned. But if they're not, then she was dead before she got to the water.
Exactly. So where are you leaning, Yvonne? Are you thinking accident or
no?
No, okay.
I don't know why. I mean, sometimes I do give the benefit of the doubt, but because everybody was so shut mouthed and everybody hauled ass at 12 something at night, yeah, that's just, to me, that's suspicious.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. And I don't think we're going to have to wait 6 weeks for toxicology or 4. Some people say, well, they could get it in 4. I mean, once they recreate everything and they say, thing is with the sand, and I don't, they'll recreate that. They'll recreate the scene is what they do. They have people that do that. I mean, insurance companies.
But you're right.
FBI.
You're right. Yep. But I think once they come back, and if her lungs had water in it, that I would probably lean towards maybe an accident. But if her lungs had no water in it, then I know it was not an accident.
And I just got a notification that my notification was you guys, by the way, not that cool. That Upchurch just put this video out. So hang on. Ryan Upchurch is in the chat. If you want to grab the link, we're going to watch your video right now, my friend.
World, the entire United States is about to get a fucking reality check, dude. This next video I post about the Kylie Rodney shit, it is so unbelievable that I have to walk you through it. If you told somebody this shit without walking them through it, they would think you're fucking crazy. I'll tell you this, the fucking lady who's been telling us shit the whole time at the press conferences, the Mausoleum lady or whatever the fuck her name is, yeah, you ain't gonna see her again. I know some of y'all noticed that she wasn't at the last press conference, and she ain't fucking gonna be. There's no fucking way. Like I said, if somebody don't walk you through it, you ain't gonna fucking believe it. So I'll see you later when the video comes out. Get your motherfucking popcorn.
Oh, you're gonna make us wait?
The fucking world, the entire United States is about to get a fucking reality check, dude. This next video I posted.
So now we just have to wait?
We're on pins and needles. He's in chat right now, but he might have gone back to making his video. Wow.
Come on, Ryan. Spill. What's that lady's name?
Angela.
Angela. That's right.
I just call her Angela. She's the public information officer. Okay, I got to look at the video again. Sorry, guys, of driving into the water.
I know. I wish she would have scooted up a little more.
Tweet her. She has a Twitter.
I should. You know, I should, because I asked JPL to go and she went, so I bet this girl would go too. Oh, but you know what? I don't know who she is because she's not the one that posted it.
Why did Mr. Upchurch, why did he just come into chat to tease us? He said, you have no idea. So I guess we'll just keep hitting refresh until the video.
Hit that bell. Let's see. Whoops.
Ryan Upchurch says, I'm saying it's good government versus evil government, and I'm going to show everyone every step of the way. When are you posting your video, Ryan? When are you going to post it?
So I can set an alarm because I don't always get notifications.
Isn't that the shits? I'm so tired of that.
Or sometimes when I do, it's like after it's already started, you know?
Okay, hang on. He said in about 2 hours. Okay. Thanks for all your work you've been doing on
Right
this.
when I get to work.
Uh-oh.
Can you do it in 1 hour? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm like, I have things to do. And my internet at work sucks. But I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we will. We'll have to figure it out because now I'm just on pins and needles about this. Definitely on pins and needles. But I got to look at this video again.
Okay.
I want to know if water was in her lungs too. I want to know why. I want to know the whole context of the conversation. I can speculate all day why it was. Don't worry about looking there. I don't do, the conspiracy and all that stuff unless it's like, the JFK assassination, like I said. But why don't look there when there is where Kylie was found?
Yeah.
35 minutes in.
I guess they were maybe just super confident with their skills.
I think they made a believer out of me.
Yeah, I mean, they were there forever.
But I mean, that specific area, 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Takes me longer to curl my hair.
Right? Takes me longer to do a lot of things. But like they found Jed Hall, well, which I think they knew where to look, but they found him in like 20 minutes. So.
I guess I didn't see that one.
Oh, you should go watch it. It was a Jim Terry case.
Was he there when they found
No.
the victim?
I'm pretty sure he wasn't on it anymore. It was like 4 years later when they went to look for him.
Jonesing for some tea. Yes, I saw that he said it's in about 2 hours. Matter of fact, I'll put that back up so we're all on the same page.
Okay, we're holding him to it.
He said, put it this way, after I make this video, I'm leaving the internet for a long while.
You can't do that.
Be careful. No, really, when you put stuff out, like that, people are crazy. People are crazy. Even if you're just voicing your own opinion, they find offense to it. Now, everybody's cool here. Everybody's cool here. I mean, everybody even handled Jim Terry yesterday. I had to tell him a couple times, and I don't think I've ever had to do that before. Go, hey, that's too much. That's enough. That's enough right there.
Oh.
But there are some people that I don't get it. I really don't. The internet is a big place. If you don't like it, you go to another channel. You know what I mean? But you're not leaving this channel. We're all hanging in here together.
The internet's a bitch. But not here.
Ryan, okay, Upchurch says, I don't have to know anything about the autopsy report now. I guess I could put it up. He said, I don't have to know anything about the autopsy report now. I found so much, I don't need it. Oh, God, this is scaring me.
Just 2 more hours. Hey, Ryan, how do you ping a phone? I need some of your technology or something. I was pretty impressed with that.
That's some pretty good investigating skills. I about died when it was the person on, was it Instagram or Twitter or whatever? One of them that works at all the national parks.
Oh, yeah. Right. And also, I'm going to need your cell phone number so I can just text you when I need people's phones pinged. Okay? Thanks. He's like, no, crazy.
It is deeper over to the, Anyway, she was able to make it down this way. I mean, that's my opinion. We're not sure of that, but all right. So here we're going to come to another T in the road. So to the right, so you'll see that tree in front of us. To the right is another way to get down to the water, and that actually will swing around to the other side of the campground area where I saw that water in the distance. That was more shallow. There is some deeper water over there, but most likely she turned this way. So she went left here. Okay. There is to the left of me on the ground. There's quite down there. There's quite a big crevice, but her car would have made it, but it's kind of a deep crevice. I'm sure water, when it rains, it gets kind of muddy, and I hear a lot of people get stuck out here. Back to when I was here on the 17th, we got a sudden downpour, and it got pretty muddy in the location I was at, so I had to get out to make sure I didn't get stuck. Okay, so here's the road heading down. At the end of my headlights, you can see that's the precipice or the point where she most likely entered the water. That's where all the vehicles were on Sunday. All the authorities were parked. Okay, so it's just right here. Now, if she would have went to the left, there's water over there too, but it's more shallow. And then to the right is, it is deeper over to the right. So, this way, there's a big wide open dirt area here that leads down to the water as well. But I'll just go straight towards the spot where they found her car. Okay. There's a little bump here. Right now it's not as late or as dark as when she was here, but I can see the water. I can clearly see that that's water. And then beyond the water, there's more land and trees. Let's turn my lights off and see. It's pretty pitch black.
Okay, so she ends it there. Well, yeah, I could see water. Some people can't. So he's getting this video together, Ryan Upchurch, and then he said he'll be leaving the internet for a while. So do you guys want to do that together? Do you guys want to have you guys want to watch the video together? A watch party? We can do a watch party. Anybody want? Misty says yes on the watch party. Misty, are you on Twitter? Regina, this video gives me anxiety. It does me too.
Yeah. Especially when she turns her lights off.
It does me too. Yes. I'll start getting that together, guys. Okay, he's still in here. He said, and there's a 50% chance that is or isn't Kylie in the car, and 100% that she didn't drive in the water by herself. 1,000%. All right, we're going to be watching. So he said about 2 hours. He's putting it together.
Okay, Ryan, what if we have questions afterwards, but then you're leaving? Who do we ask?
I guess we'll just have to put 2 and 2 together and use our brains. I'm really
Sometimes
excited.
mine doesn't work.
I am really excited for this, to be quite honest. So we'll do a watch party. We'll look at the video together. And I'm not about to disagree because it's one thing that has been in my mind. I believe it's Kylie in the car. We agree to disagree here, but did she really drive herself down there? And that's based on the slip that Sammy had. That's based on the slips. The coroner confirmed it's her, so I'm going to obviously go off that. But that's just me, guys. You all can obviously make up your own minds. As far as who was driving, I don't know. It has crossed my mind based on some slips that were made, and no, not by Ronnie's cousins, that she may not have been driving. Nothing adds up. Tell me something that adds up except our speculation looks like an accident. But then when you start talking about the accident, it's like, well, but that doesn't make sense.
Who's Bobby Joe?
He's replying to someone in the chat.
Oh, I was like, hold on. I've never heard that name about this case before. I was confused. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's not going to be a watch party on Twitter. We're going to come back here in a couple hours. Okay, guys? So set your reminder. Thank you very much. He's working on that video, and we'll come back and watch it together.
I'll be watching too.
Because you're going to be at work.
I'll be at work, but I can still I'll just watch it anyway. I mean, it doesn't matter. I can still watch it, just if it'll work properly. I'm sure it'll buffer for 3 hours.
Well, thank you to our Twitter queen, Court K. If Court K, I don't care who it is, if she tweets someone, they tweet her right back. I don't know how it happens.
I'm going to start tweeting random people just to see if they reply.
Don't look for my reply anytime soon, because I don't even have the app on my phone.
Oh, well, you need to go download it real quick.
I have to work on that. That's one of my
Just a
things I have to
second.
work on. All right, girlfriend, I will talk to you after the show. Don't work too hard this afternoon, okay?
Okay, thanks for having me up. Y'all have a good day.
I adore her. She is awesome. Let's have a round of applause for Court K. Yvonne was up. Avi was up. Big T was up for a minute, and then we lost her, and then she tried to come back, and then she popped back out. So we have a lot going on. So I'll get this set up. What is it, 11 o'clock right now? He said in a couple of hours. So I'll put it for like 1:30 my time, 1:30 Central Time. So, but I'm not going to go live till the video is ready. Okay, guys? See you back here in a little bit. Don't get into any trouble or anything like that. Come chat with me in Discord. And just thanks for being awesome. Awesome as always. See you in a little bit. Bye-bye.